My name's Shane Hallett. I'm an ex-REME ASM, served 23 years, retired quite a few years ago and took a job in Civvy Street. And when I eventually retired from full-time employment, I decided it was time to maybe give a bit back. So I approached the REME Museum and said, look, I'm an ex-REME ASM, willing to help out anywhere I can. And the REME Museum said, we've got a couple of vacancies if you'd like to come along. I decided that I'd like to work on the reserve vehicle collection here in the A-site hangar. And here you see me next to a 578 and a 513, two vehicles I've worked on recently and got back to running condition.
Right, my name's Chris. I've been retired for about 4 years and I've now been a volunteer in the archive for 18 months now. I really enjoy it. Part of my functions have been listing all the and cataloguing all the books that are in the archive. I say a lot of it is the interest was the Japanese war, prisoner of war books, people that have written on those. So I've completed that. I'm currently going through the death certificates from the Second World War. Another thing I also been doing is actually going through the diaries of some of the soldiers in the run up to D-Day. So I think there's going to be a blog, and there's going to be something that every day there'll be a calendar entry written out from the days leading up to it, and I found that quite interesting.
Why did I want to do this? Well, I found that I suppose life had been very kind to me. I had a fantastic career both in the army and in Civvy Street, and I decided it was time to give a little bit back to the community. And by being part of this wonderful collection, keeping these wonderful vehicles going and being involved in the REME Museum particularly, I suppose I stayed in touch with the REME family, and that's one of the reasons why I love what I'm doing.
I volunteered, I do volunteering at the Science Museum, and I enjoyed the volunteering there half a day a week. Then me and my wife come to visit the REME Museum, which I didn't know existed. I knew Lynham was here, but I didn't know REME was here. And I enjoyed myself at the Science Museum, and I thought, oh, what if they do any volunteering at REME? And I think they was just going through a thing when I was looking for volunteers. I know they're looking for volunteers for guides, for people being actual guides within the museum in different parts, but also gardening. So I'm not very good at gardening apart from cutting grass. And I didn't feel comfortable being a guide in the museum because I've had no military experience, and I didn't feel it's right for me for people to come round and me to tell them about war stories which I've had no experience with. So fortunately, I got the job in the archive. So I'm tucked out of the way, not causing any problem, not upsetting anybody, and doing something which I really enjoy. Some people might not find it interesting, being tucked away, but I really enjoy it.